Let's go ahead and look at number 10. It's the first, well, 9 and 10 are the first problems here on this practice worksheet that have parentheses in them. And in general, what we would like to do when we have parentheses is clear the parentheses. And we want to simplify both sides of the inequality. The left side is already simplified. And the right side, if we distribute the negative 4 to both terms, we get negative 4 minus 20n. And this is where we want to lost my train of thought for a second. We want to choose sides. So we're going to move the variable terms to the left side. We're going to move the number terms to the right side. And we get, on the left side, we get 18n less than. On the right side, wow, okay, so we get 0. So I'm glad we're doing this one also, because sometimes this, although it looks a little different, it, it does look a little different, but the work required is no different. So don't overthink things too much here. The 18n, 18 times something has to be less than 0. So to isolate the variable, that's always our goal. Simplify both sides, choose sides, isolate the variable. Isolating the variable means we're going to divide both sides by 18, and we get n is less than 0. 0 divided by any non-zero number is 0. So 0. So n is less than 0. And that's a fine answer. That's fine. N is less than 0. And when I say that's fine, I mean sometimes when there's a 0 on one side or the other, students treat it differently. And but don't. Just leave it like that. And my solution set would be all the real numbers that are negative. And although I'm going to box it, I'm still going to check. I want you to get in the habit of checking. You don't have to do too much here. Just in this case, it's n. So I'm going to check n equaling negative 1. I'm going to check the first, kind of like the easiest number that I've shaded, easiest real number. So I could check negative 1/2. I could check negative 1/4, but that'd be kind of a bummer to put a fraction in there. I could check negative 5,000, but then the numbers are really big. So I'm going to try to find the most convenient number to check. So if I plug in negative 1, I get negative 4 minus 2 times negative 1, and shows less than. The question is the left side less than the right side if I do replace n with negative 1? I always have to replace the variable. So 1 plus, I'm talking and doing this at the same time. I always have to replace the variable in the original. Oh my gosh, I'm botching this. Sorry. So that's negative 4 times 1 plus 5 times negative 1. Always have to replace the variable in the original inequality with the number that we're using to check. And when we check that, the left side becomes negative 4 plus 2. That's negative 2. And then we have, when we have parentheses, we're going to simplify inside the set of parentheses first. We have 1 plus 5 times negative 1. And 5 times negative 1 is negative 5, plus 1 is negative 4. Still a question mark. Is negative 2 less than negative 4 times negative 4, which is 16? The answer is yes. Check. So we shaded the correct side of 0, and which means we tested negative 1. We could have tested negative 2, negative 3, would have yielded the same results. We would have yielded a yes, because the solution to this inequality is all the real numbers that are negative, and we can show that by the inequality statement. We could also show it graphically, and graphically it shows us a picture of what all the real numbers are that would make the inequality true. Okay, hopefully that helps you understand.